All right. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Come on in. We're going to wait a few minutes and let some people come on in. I'm excited tonight because we're going in a different direction tonight. We're going to be talking about finances, and I have my special guest, Angela Francis Phillips Laster. See, I added that in there. And so I'm so excited to have her on tonight. We're going to be, like I said, talking about finances, and we know that there are many scriptures in the Bible that talks about finances, talks about wealth, and we have to make sure that we're being faithful over the finances that God has given us. And so I'm going to just let Angela share some things about her business. It's a business, but it's also a ministry that God has given her to teach people about money management, about financial integrity, and to change people's perspective in regards to money. And so, Angela, if you can just introduce yourself again and tell the people a little bit about you, and then I've got a few questions that I would like to ask you.
Okay, awesome. Sounds good. Hello, hello, hello. Get Up Movement guests. Thank you, Miss Melinda, for having me here on this show today. I'm super excited to be here. And again, my name is Angela Laster, formerly known as Angela Francis Phillips. I recently got married, so that's where the name change is in between names as we speak. And so my name again is Angela Laster, and I am the owner and CEO of Allocated Funds, also known as Budget Buddy. And what we do here, we create financial stability. And so the purpose of Budget Buddy is to really focus on your finances, and that's what we do. We strictly does budget. We don't really tap into credit because we do believe once you have a budget, it plays a part. Your credit will reflect once you know how to manage your finances, and that's why budgeting is so important. And so I am currently married to Chef Joseph Laster, and we reside here in Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm super happy to be here.
Awesome, awesome. So again, I'm just gonna, repeat myself again. We're doing something a little different tonight. We're gonna talk about kingdom finances. This is a ministry that God has given her to help people with money management, which is something that we all need. We need to be faithful stewards over what God has given us. And so, Angela, could you just tell us a little bit of how you got started with your program, Budget Buddy?
Okay. So I got started with Budget Buddy. Actually, I started budgeting at the age of 16, believe it or not. And many people will state, oh, that's really young. But my mom is the one that actually instilled that into me. And at age 16, I was like, my mom is crazy. Why do I have to budget my check that I get from my part time job? Because, of course, I'm a high schooler. I'm excited. I want to shop, go to the movies, hang with my friends. And she was like, no, we're going to budget your check. She said, you take long showers and you're going to pay the water bill. And I was like, Mom, you're crazy. And she was like, no, we're going to budget your check. And so it started there.
Hmm.
And so as I get older, I've gotten the process of budgeting. So it was already instilled in me. This is what I've been doing since 16. At age 22, just before I got out of college, I realized that what she taught me back when I was 16 is actually, I needed it. Like I knew it then, but I was just like, hey, it's okay. Just living the life, college students, getting credit cards, getting debt, shopping, living the best life, if you want to call it. And
Yes.
so until then, when I was like, oh, I have a lot of debt. I want to buy a house. I want all these things. And
Hmm.
I'm looking at my finances and looking like, okay, how am I going to do this? And then I realized, well, my mom taught me something. I need to revert back to that. And so from then, I started to budget and, you know, write out my bills and realize that I had less income coming in. And I was like, okay, I need to do something because I have goals. I want to buy a house. I want to, get a new car. Like these are goals that I had set in place for myself. And I was like, how am I going to do that? So I started with my budget.
Yes.
I started right back to the budgeting, and I realized, okay, you need a part-time job. You got to eliminate some of these debts. You need to make sure that you're current. You need to make sure that your credit score looks good. And so all of that plays a part when you pay your bills on time.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's where it all officially started.
Okay. That's awesome. That's awesome. I think a lot of us wish that we would have started back then, or we had someone that could teach us and give us knowledge on how to budget our finances. I think a lot of times we look at the word budget and we think of it as a negative thing because I think most of the time we may think that it's something that like we can't have something. And
Right.
so just tell me, who is Budget Buddy and what is it?
Okay. So I am Budget Buddy. So Budget Buddy is a person. Budget Buddy is a book. Budget Buddy is a program. And so in my walk with budgeting and working through my finances and realize that everyone, friends and other people around me was actually having an issue, I was like, okay, well, this is something that they may need. So, of course, I attend the Harvest Tabernacle Church with Apostle Travis C. Jennings and Pastor Stephanie Jennings as my spiritual leaders. And, of course, working in ministry is absolutely amazing. And I started to work with some of the young adults at our church, like high school graduate going into college, and I decided to start working with them and let them know, hey, you're working part-time, don't get caught up in, all the debt that comes with the college life. Let's be smart, let's be strategic, let's budget so that you can be able to live the best life. And so from there, as I started to work with them, I realized that, oh, this is a gift.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, this is a gift. And I was like, okay. So I continued to work on it and work on it. And then I realized that more and more people needed it. And I could only go so far. So what I decided to do is one day in ministry, my apostle prophesied and told me that God put me here so I could be able to deliver his people out of financial iniquity. And, I receive it. I took it. I'm like, oh, okay, great. Because, I've been working on, helping young adults with budgeting, helping my friends with budgeting. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm doing the right thing. And then my friend, which was he wasn't my husband at the time, he was like, didn't you ever wanted to, write a book? I said, yeah, I want to write a book, but I don't want a regular book because, some people that read books go to sleep, like me, if it's not interesting. And so I said, I want my book to be interactive. I want my book to push people, motivate people, trigger something in them to make a change. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to create a workbook. And I said, this is very different, but I believe that what I did was I put myself in the workbook. All the experience with myself, my young adults that I work with, I literally put all of every strategy that I've worked with, done inside that book. From why helping yourself to creating emergency funds, to creating savings, to paying off debt, to recognize what's past due, from lending money, how you lend money, how to be good stewards over your money,
Mm-hmm.
and look at your bills as a whole. And so that's how Budget Buddy was created. It was really birthed out of what I've been doing, my passion to help, and really just, I enjoy it. I enjoy it. People have been successful. My first client that I've ever worked with, young adult at age 24, she got her first house, her first car. She graduated out of college. She's in her career. I
Awesome.
realized that this has been a blessing. And that's how the Budget Buddy book was birthed out, based on experience, based on all my young adults that I've had, that I've helped. And so that's how the Budget Buddy was created.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. So you teach this to the young adults in your church?
Yes, so I have a few young adults that I've worked with.
Mm-hmm.
And so, they work in part time, and some of them actually work full time. And they're, just coming out of college and just really managing their finances. So I literally started in church, working in ministry. And, I've always been a greeter at the door. So, of course, I see so many people. And yeah, I started with the young adults and then I move on to adults, older adults, couple, family, single parents. I've worked with single parents and children. I've worked with businesses because the concept doesn't change.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's very important with budgeting because everybody's so scared of it. And
Yes.
all a budget does is tell you where your money's going. That's all a budget does. And people is like, oh my God, if I budget, I won't have any money. And that's not what it is. They really have a really misconception of what a budget is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I was just saying. I think it's they look at it like it's like taboo. I think we kind of think about all the things that we may not be able to have if we budget, but I think that if we look more at our money, that we'll see that we actually have more than what we think we do. Um,
Yes.
I know I've always been bad at that. My husband is normally, I mean, he's really good, with his finances and things like that. And so I had to also learn to budget. And we think that, all the things that we think we need, we really don't need. So how can someone, you said that you started at 16
Hmm.
and we maybe someone didn't start at that age and maybe now they're in their 30s, they're in their 40s and they haven't, been budgeting. What is some advice that you can give them to get on track with their
Okay.
finances?
So the advice that I would give you, even right now, even when you haven't started at age 16, you start at age 45. You can start now. It's the mentality. Once you shift your mentality, it's all about your mindset. As long as you know, hey, the purpose of my budget is so that I can live and save at the same time, then you could be able to be successful. Oh, I don't make enough money. Yes, you do. You could start budgeting at $8 an hour. You could budget on unemployment. I've done it.
Mm,
And here in Georgia, our unemployment compared to many states is $330 a week. And that's no money. It's something, but that's no money based on the lifestyle, the debt that you do have. And so I would advise you to look at yourself, look at where you at, look at your goals, look at your finances. Because literally, if you look at your bank statement, it really shows you how you spend your money. If you pull up your phone and you look at your transaction, it tells you where all your money is going. It tells you what money came in, either your check, your student loan check, your refund check, your stimulus check. It tells you what comes in, and it also shows you how you spend it. So when someone said, "Oh, I don't have any money," and somebody was like, "Why?" and I'm like, "Well, I don't." Yes, you do. Check your statements. Check your records. It tells you. So, for example, if you're a person that likes to eat out, I could look at your bank statement and say, oh, so you like to eat out. So therefore, majority of your money goes towards food. But here's the thing, nothing is wrong with that. Nothing is wrong with that, but you budget for that. For example, I use food because everybody loves food and it's a necessity. But there's a need versus want, and it's a blurry line when you really think about it because you can have food at home, but you want to order Uber Eats. Or you have you want to go out to eat and tonight you want to have Chinese and then tomorrow you turn around and go to hibachi and hibachi is $70. And then the next day you want to go to Olive Garden and the next day you want to go to Longhorn. So therefore is you have a strategy, you have a consistent pattern of eating. But how about, okay, let me go to Chipotle today. Let me go to McDonald's today. If you're single and you feel like, oh, I don't cook, so you should be able to eat out, set a budget. And once that budget for food is done, then you already know that you overspend. And so sometimes you just kind of have to be mindful. And that goes for everything. A budget does not deprive you of getting your hair done, your nails done. It don't deprive you from sowing seed at church. It does not deprive you for giving.
Mm-hmm.
It does not do that. What it does is like, okay, this is what I have. This is what I have to work with. So let me see how I'm going to allocate my funds effectively. So, okay, fine. I'm gonna go out to eat on Thursday, but I want me a nice meal. So I'm gonna go XYZ. Okay. But you're not gonna go to Hibachi, Longhorn, Olive Garden, Outback. You're not gonna go to all those places every day. It's just really being mindful. And sometimes, okay, this week you may not be able to go out to eat, but next week you can. And that's just being good stewardess over your money. You know,
Mm-hmm.
everybody wants to say wealth and riches are in my house, but when God gives you the finances, are you responsible with it?
Yes.
So,
That's good. That's good. Okay. So I just want to know if there's anyone that's listening in that would have a question for Angela concerning budgeting. Before we move forward, she would like to, open it up for anyone who has questions. They can ask questions. I know
yes,
this
you
is a little
guys.
different flow tonight.
Yes, please ask questions. I am here. I will answer it to the best of my ability. Definitely here to help. Definitely not here to judge. Everybody has been through it. Everybody's been through the process of lending, not having enough, having to, you know, struggle at times.
Yes.
But struggle don't always last. So I am here for the questions. If you have any questions about your finances or even a better way to look at them, I'm definitely here to answer your questions.
Let's see if we got anyone. Don't be shy. So how do you when you start your when you someone signs up for your program,
Okay.
um, and you how do you start the budgeting? Like where do you begin? Do you have them write everything down that they're spending out? Give us a little explanation of how you
Okay.
work
So
with
when
that.
I work with my clients, I honestly let them know, yes, tell me all your debts. Come to me with all your debts, but also come to me with your goals. Come to me of things that you want to do, what you want to have. Some people may want to purchase a home. Some people want to pay off debt. Some people just want to kind of fix their finances. Some people want to get caught up. And so I don't go in, when you come to me, I'm here to help. So you're telling me what your needs are, you tell me what your goals are, and then I look at what you have and say, okay, this could work. This is what we're going to do. Or, hey, we can do this, but you may need to bring in some more money. You may need to get a part time job, or you may have to eliminate some things temporarily until you get back on track. So I always tell my clients, I'm not depriving you. I'm just creating a system for you based on where you at. Because, like I said before, I truly believe you can live and save at the same time.
Amen. Amen. So do we have any questions out there? Any of the viewers? I was looking up some scriptures in regards to finances um, and I had ran across this article. This is how to properly steward what God has given us.
Okay.
And it was just talking about how the scripture reminds us that God ultimately owns everything here on earth, and our job is to responsibly steward the resources that God has given us, and we also have the opportunity to bring glory to God through the ways that we manage our finances.
This is true.
So how do
This
you?
is actually true. And so, even that being said, all resources come from God. And that's why it's very important to sow your tithes faithfully.
Yes.
So, your side, some people don't understand that giving the 10% is really giving back to God and say, hey, thank you for what I have.
Mm-hmm.
Sowing a seed. I'm a seed sower. I believe in tithing. I believe in sowing seed. I believe that every time I sow, something supernatural happen because I expect God to move because I was obedient.
Amen.
And sometimes obedience is better than sacrifice. And so I can even share a story several years ago. Even in my budgeting process, you do have hiccups. And one night I was at church, it was a Sunday night service, and earlier that week, my tire blew out. So I got paid, and I was like, okay, I got paid, I did my budget, but I knew I needed a tire. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna just, use my donut until then. And I was like, okay, well, we at Sunday night, it's church time, and it's time to sow tithes. And I was just like, okay, well, I need to get a tire. I did take care of everything else. And I was biblically, it was like I was stealing my tithes. Honestly, if you want to be honest, I was not going to pay it. I was going to, but I was like, okay, I'm going to wait till my next check and just double it.
Mm-hmm.
And our apostle was like, someone here is stealing your tithes. And, God said, go ahead and sow your tithes, be obedient. So, of course, I felt convicted and I sold my tithes. I was like, okay, I'm just going to ride on this donut until I could get me a tire. That Sunday, I sold my tithes. The next day, my friend saw me. She was like, Angela, you've been right on this donut. I'm tired of it. And she wrote me a check for a brand new tire. And
Wow.
I said, God,
Good.
you showed out. And
Yes.
from then, regardless of what, I always tithe. I
Yes.
always tithe because I was like, because I was obedient, God show up. And
Yes.
from then, oh yeah, I'm a faithful tither, regardless of I tithe because I was like, I was stealing because I felt like I didn't have it. But because I was obedient, I got a whole brand new tire. So,
That's awesome. Well, praise
um,
God. Praise God. So we did have someone that asked, "How long is your program?"
so my program, it depends on where you stand. Sometimes I may be able to hold some people. It just depends on their goals and what they're trying to do. So the program might be 2 months. The program might be 6 months. The program might be 3 months. So it just depends on your goals and what we have to do. I've worked with people from 60 days to 9 months because some people just need that accountability. And that's what I'm here for. I am your budget buddy. I don't judge you, I help you. And so I am basically your accountability partner. And so the program just depends on where you at and what your goals are. So it varies. It really varies. And sometimes I could work with someone for literally 30 days. And because of the pattern and the strategy that I gave, is like they're in a pattern. They're
Mm-hmm.
in a systematic program based on their finances, based on their debt, and they could be able to continue going that pattern unless we have a hiccup. So
That's good. I know it's nothing like being debt free and paying off your debts.
yes, yes. I
Uh,
haven't got to that point yet. I'm
yeah.
working on it because I'm a firm believer. It depends on where you at in your life. Everybody believes that, oh, I want to pay off all my debts. I don't want no credit cards and all those great stuff. I'm for it
Mm-hmm.
because there's many people out there that believes, debt free. But where are you starting? Are you a young adult? Are you an adult that never owned a home? You're an adult that never had credit? Are you an adult that you have credit but you're fixing because you want to purchase your home? You're not going to think, oh my God, I want to be debt free because everything is based on credit.
Yes.
So if everything is based on credit, until you get what you need from your credit, then you can go into debt free. Now you can go into eliminating debt because now I got my car, I build my credit, I got my home. Okay, let's pay off this home, let's pay off this car, let's eliminate these debts. And that's how you have to look at it. So many programs that's out there is like, oh, let's be debt free. But some people don't have debt. So they're like, okay, well, I want to buy a house, I want to buy a car, but I can't get it because I don't have any credit.
Yes.
So you just kind of have to, everybody's not in the same spot. Let's say that.
Okay. But you're able to work with everyone, like you said, where they are.
Where you
And
are,
so it
yes.
could be a 16-year-old or a 45-year-old, and you can come in and help them where they're at.
Absolutely. That's the purpose of Budget Buddy. We help you for where you're at. We can't help you futuristic. And what I mean futuristic is like, yeah, we can surpass where you're at because you're not going to learn anything. You're not going to understand anything. You're not going to say, okay, well, I'm not on the level with Dave Ramsey. I'm not on the level with Rachel Cruz. And I name these people because these are very amazing financial experts, but not everybody's there yet, you know? So
True. Okay, so we have a question here. It says, "Do you find it difficult to get people to buy into the concept of budgeting?"
I won't say it's difficult. Sometimes it is a little, but it is challenging because some people don't want to face the fact that they need a budget. It's their mentality. Some people feel like if I budget, like you said earlier, Melinda, if I budget, I won't have any money. And that's everybody's concept. I've met someone that says, hey, I need budgeting. I need your program, but I don't want to know what I'm spending. And I thought that was weird, but it's their mentality. Is
Mm-hmm.
is it's a learned behavior that can be unlearned and you can also relearn, but it's a state of mind. And it is sometimes difficult to people to get the concept of budgeting because they're scared,
Yes.
especially when you don't have anything and you grow up not having anything or not having enough. You either try to hold on to what you have or you spend it quickly. Because believe it or not, some people are afraid of money. And they was like, oh no, people are not afraid. Yes, you are. Some people are really afraid of money because as soon as you get it, you spend it because you feel somebody's going to take it from you. Or you get it and you hide it because you just feel like if I don't hold on to it, I'm not going to have anything. So it just goes by the concept. And yes, it is quite difficult to get people to buy into the concept of budgeting, especially with your mindset. It really is challenging, but at the end, it is worth it.
Yes. And someone says that education on budgeting is needed.
It is needed. I'm a true believer that is needed, and that's why I created the interactive book workbook. And I say interactive because in the book you get to write down your debt, you get to answer some questions, you get to face. So you know how you're prideful. People do have. You have pride and you don't want people to know where your finances are. You don't want to face, okay, well, I don't want, because, a shame,
Mm-hmm.
other things creep up and you're embarrassed about your finances. And so that's why I created the Budget Buddy book. So you can have that one on one with yourself. You could go through your finances on your own. And if you do need help, you can be able to say, okay, I already faced my fear. I know what my debt looked like. Let me get somebody to help me. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's why I created, the Budget Buddy book so that you can have that one on one with yourself. You can be true with yourself. And it gives you the option where you list all your debts. When I mean all your debts, Uber, Lyft, Netflix, Disney Plus,
Mm-hmm.
Hulu, cable, those are all debts. And trust me, many people on this live has all five of those. And they only probably watch one. So there go your money. I just gave you a nugget. You got five streams to watch TV and you only use one. There go your $150 right there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Look, I
that's
don't even have cable anymore. To be honest with you,
but
I
it's
have my
it's
internet,
safer.
I have my Hulu, and I'm good because I don't even watch TV like that anymore. And
And
all
some
the
people
channels that we
don't.
need, we
Some
get
people
to watch
don't.
everything we want, and it saved us a lot of
Like,
money.
and some people don't see it like that. That's why I said
Mm-hmm.
I have a nugget for you. If you have all these channels and you only use one, there go your money.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that if you do watch all of it, that's great because I've met someone that they don't go out and shop. They don't do all the extra activity. They actually stay at home and spend $175 on cable and all these extra outlets because they enjoy watching TVs. They like the
Mm-hmm.
shows. They like, different things. But like I said, everybody have their preference. And some people like, you're right. I work 9 to 5, got to get the kids, got to cook. By the time I sit down, the TV's watching me.
Yes.
And the kids already have their iPad. So they're either on YouTube or on Netflix. They forgot all about the cable. Everybody's just concerned about the Wi-Fi at this point.
Yes. Yes.
So yes.
Yes. Oh, this is good. Does
Yeah.
anyone else have any questions they would like to ask Angela?
Someone say yes, pride holds back. Yes,
Yes.
pride definitely do hold you back. And it happens when you talk about finances. It's a touchy subject. That's
Mm-hmm.
personal. Finances is personal because people judge you based on your finances. They judge you where you at. And sometimes you don't have control of what happened. You don't have any control of losing your job. You don't have control of getting a divorce. You don't have any control. Things happen. But when things happen, you deal with it and you revamp and you come back better. But you have to be determined. You have to want that gold because God gave us this opportunity to have wealth and riches in our house. And I can't decree and declare that over my life if I'm full of pride.
There you go.
Mhm.
That's good. That's good. Anyone else? I'm trying to see. I got my two screens I'm trying to look at.
Don't be shy. I'm here for the questions.
So while we waiting, Angela, if anyone else has any questions, can you just share a little bit more, like some of the other things that you may go over in your program?
I actually go over how you're spending your money. Like, sometimes people give their money to their friends, they lend money. I call one of the chapter in my book is called Money Lender. And is how you lend money. Nothing is wrong with lending money, but when you lend, some people feels that when you lend money, you lend not to get it back. That's a lie. That's a disclaimer that everybody's like, oh, when you lend money, you just lend it not to give it back. That's a lie because I work hard for that. So I want my money back. And
Yes.
so sometimes people will come to you and people will take from you because they sometimes think you have it and you there. I always tell my clients, this is my favorite saying, you are no one's personal bank.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing is wrong with helping. Nothing is wrong with giving, but you're no one's personal bank. So if you lend $100 from me today, don't come back to me on Friday and ask for $100 because I have it, if that makes sense. So we go over about the way they lend money. We go over if you have any past dues and what kind of past dues. People don't realize that doctor bills. I am one person that I don't want to pay the medical bills when it comes in the mail. I don't want to, but that's my financial responsibility. I have to be integral of the things that I do. So therefore, okay, I'm not about to give you $250, but I can call and make a payment arrangement and say, hey, I could give you $40 a month until I pay
Mm-hmm.
it off. And sometimes people feel like, well, I don't have any money to pay that hospital bill. But the hospital bills are one debt that does not accrue interest. They don't charge you interest on medical bills. What they do is put on your credit report and it resold and resold to
Yes.
other collect debt collectors, and so that's where your interest accrue. But if I owe you $500 and you make me a payment arrangement, you can't put me in collection for me paying you guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about being integral. So we touch on past due bills. We touch on who gives you money. So is your full-time paycheck is all you have? Do you get child support? I look at all the incomes that's coming in, and based on your income coming in, everything is accounted for. If your spouse give you allowance, let's say you don't have a job, but you're a stay-at-home mom, but you get an allowance. You can budget on your allowance
Mm-hmm.
because I'm a firm believer when your husband is a provider, he wants to know that you are responsible with his money, which is
Yes.
actually our money. But he wants to know that if I bring money in this house, that my wife is not just going to blow our money and we're not going to have anything, even if he's the one that's paying the bills.
Yes.
So it's just always It always boils down to what can I do to make it better for me? Because I want to live and save at the same time. I want to have the best life. I've even my younger brother, I was like, you know, what I've learned and where I'm at right now, being at his age, I told him I would show him the life to live
Yes.
at age 20 and 21, because you could do so much more.
Mm-hmm.
I've helped a lot of young adults just understand budgeting where they were able to get houses. I have two young adults. Both of them was, oh yeah, 24 and 25, and they
Wow.
got homes.
That's awesome.
And it's
That's
amazing because some of them homes, I'm like, your house costs more than mine.
awesome.
No, but they learn early, and
Yes.
so now that they're responsible, they could get the house, they could get the car, they could get, because they could budget for that.
Mm-hmm.
Budgeting don't deprive you, budget just show you what you can have.
Yes. That's good.
So
I like that. Say that
yes.
one more time because I need to write that down.
Budgeting showed you what you can have. So let's see. Someone said I need to look at my cable bill and change some things. Yes, you can. You definitely can, because that cable bill is $235, and you can definitely say, "Oh, hey, my bill's a little high. Can we work out something and get it down?" They definitely will work with you because they want your
Mm-hmm.
business. So it's always room for negotiations.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes, because we
So
went from a 200 and something dollar bill, and I think we may pay 75, $80 now. And I don't even have cable. I just have my internet and I have my Hulu app, and we have some other apps that are
right,
free that you can get with a Fire Stick. And so I was like,
right.
I like this.
Yeah, and guess what? That money that you use could go towards a vacation. It could go
Mm-hmm.
towards, renovation towards the house. Some people might look at that as little, but that little adds up.
Yes.
Every dollar counts. We believe here at Allocated Funds that every dollar counts. It could always go towards something that's going to benefit you in the long run. It
Yes.
could be
And
a new refrigerator, a
mm-hmm.
vacation, kids programs. Like your kids, they they always need something, and they always in some kind of activity. You got a budget for
Mm-hmm.
their activity, and those things
Yes.
cost. And so I always tell some of my clients, single parents, when that child support come in, when I do budget with single parents and children, I make it a family affair. What does that
Mm-hmm.
mean? Everybody's on a budget. When you're in a budget, everybody in the household has to know we're on a budget because we have a goal and we're working towards something. So if that child get child support, that child support, get them $20. I had a client, which was so funny. The goal was to give her $40
Mm-hmm.
every time her child support comes in. And one day they wanted McDonald's. Now, mind you, she had food at home. They wanted McDonald's. So she pulled up at McDonald's and they ordering. And she was like, okay, when your money? Oh, no, my money, we going to the movies on Saturday. And she was like, well, I don't have the money to pay. Do you know they went home and make sandwiches? They went
When
home and
yes.
made sandwiches and one ate cereal because their money was for something else. But you're teaching them responsibility. Now,
Mm-hmm.
we're not saying that you can't treat your kids to McDonald's and things of that nature, but you have to show them some kind of responsibility because if you leave it up to them, we have a McDonald's and Chick-fil-A every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you always make everybody a part of the budget because when things change, you don't want where, well, mom, we used to do this every Friday and now we don't do it. No. Hey, we're not going to do this every Friday. Well, why are we doing this? Well, mom is going to get a new house. Or we going to Disney World next year. You want to go to Disney World and you want the juice cup and you want to go on all the rides. So we're going to
Mm-hmm.
cut back a little bit so that we can have these items. And as long as they know what's going on, everybody's going to be a part. So I always, when you have a family, everybody needs to be part of the budget.
Yes. Yes.
So,
So I like your little saying that you said the budget shows you what you can have. It's
yes,
not it's showing you what you can't have, but it's just
no,
allowing you to see what you can have
absolutely.
through budgeting. That's really good. That's really good. Do
Yes.
anyone else have any questions for Angela?
Any questions for me? And if we have any entrepreneurs, I want to go ahead and put in that nugget. If you're an entrepreneur and you are running your business, you have to have a business budget. Why? Because it's the same concept in your personal. Your business budget lets you know how successful your business is going to be. What does that mean? You have to know what's coming in for your business. You have to know the expenses of your business. And in the expense, that's integrity. You're showing responsibility. And then you have goals for your business. You want to expand for your business. You want to bring out a new product for your business. You have to have a business budget. And many people feel, well, oh, my business is going to be great because I don't do this because it's my business. But whatever you do in your personal, it will definitely run over in your business. It may not run over immediately, but consistency is the key. And so whatever you do in one, you're going to do in the other. So I have a budget buddy business coming up in June. I will send out the flyer next week. And that's just to help, entrepreneurs, especially if you've been in business from 0 to 3 or 4 years and you just want to be like, oh, I have a lot of overhead or I have goals for my business, but you don't know where the money's coming from. I am here to help.
Awesome.
Definitely here to help for businesses. I'm here to help families. I'm here to help young adults. I am here to help. So,
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, does anyone else have any other questions? If not, Angela, I want you to definitely, when you have that flyer about the business budget buddy, share it on the Get Up Movement page so that we can share with all the other viewers. Um,
absolutely.
and just before you share with everyone how they can follow you, and then I'm going to also put up your workbook, just give us one more little nugget before you go.
So, what nugget I want to share? Be honest with yourself.
That's
Be honest
awesome.
with yourself. Um, Push the pride out the window. Be honest with yourself. Set goals for yourself. And as long as you do that, everything will fall in place. Um, Please note that if you ever got your credit repair and you got your credit repair and you're in a 700, don't stop there because in order for your credit to stay there, you have to go back to your budget because your budget shows you how to pay your bills. Your budget shows you how to keep your score where it's at. So those are the little nuggets I just wanted to share with you guys.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. I know this was a little different, but this is Angela's ministry that God has given her to help people with money management, which we need. And we're supposed to be faithful over what God has given us. So I want to thank you for coming on and
Thank
sharing with
you.
us
Thank you.
this evening. I truly enjoyed this, and I definitely would like to connect with you because this would be something awesome to put together. Um, I don't know. I'm just hearing it, a Zoom
Oh,
for
absolutely.
some young adults. Those that are coming up and wanting to, like you said, you had some that bought houses and
Yeah,
things
and these
like
are college
that.
students. Yeah,
At such a young age and be able to, budget their money and get the things that they want to get out of life because, um, just because we're budgeting doesn't mean that we can't have these things. But it
absolutely.
also will show us areas where we are being wasteful, like we talked about with the cable. And I think when we really sit back and we look at what we're paying out, some of those things we really don't need, to
No,
be
and
honest.
some
And
of
I
those,
think I think this coronavirus and being
yes,
home has
yes,
shown us that we can do without it and live. We're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay.
absolutely, absolutely. And it's just temporary. Everything
Yes.
is not always. So even if you temporarily not have those items so that you could be successful in other goals,
Hmm.
it's temporary. If you want it
Yes.
back, you get it back. If you don't want it, then if you can eliminate it, then you can eliminate it. But it's always important to know what's coming in and what's going out because it shows you your life. Literally, it shows you your life. It shows you what you value. Let's say that.
Yes. And let's not be afraid to look at it because we need
Don't
to
be
know.
afraid. Just
Push the
don't
pride
be a
aside, like
dude.
she
Yes,
said.
Don't be afraid. Nothing is wrong where, oh, I'm only on unemployment. Oh, I only make $8. Nothing is wrong with that. And do not
Mm-hmm.
let anyone make you feel that something is wrong with that. Because guess what? There's opportunity to grow from there. There's
Mm-hmm.
opportunity to budget from there. There's always opportunity to have more, but you have to start somewhere.
Yes.
And like you said, face yourself.
Yes.
Face yourself.
Yes. Like you said, be honest with yourself and push
Yes.
pride aside. So
Yes.
this was good, Angela. I really enjoyed this. Thank you for the little nuggets that you shared. I hope that you all out there that are interested in learning more about budgeting, that you will connect with Angela. So Angela, just share with the viewers how they can follow you.
All right. So you can follow me on Instagram at Mrs. Angela Laster. And then my business page is at personal underscore budget buddy. Facebook is Angela Francis Phillips Laster right now. And like I said, due to I am newly married, I am in the process of converting the name. So that's why it's so long. I know a lot of people laugh. Like, Angela, is that your whole name? And then it just becomes a thing where people actually call me Angela Francis Phillips Laster. And I answer because that is still my name.
Yes.
So these are the platforms that you can follow me at. You could also go to my website, www.allocatedfunds.com, and you can also get the book. The book is also on Amazon. It's on Walmart, Amazon, and Target. Um, so the book that's showing right now, it doesn't come with the little. It's actually a binded book, but this is an example because it was initially and literally. I have an example here. It's a workbook, but I got it binded. So it's actually a binded copy, and in the book, it actually have give you the opportunity to answer questions, answer questions, and really um, have that one-on-one with yourself. So I have an example of here, and it comes with a pencil. So if you order it from my website, it comes with a pencil. It comes with a pencil and a calculator, actually, because I always believe that I'm preparing you for something great. Like I said, the other platforms you can definitely get it on Amazon, Target, Walmart. It does not come with a pencil, but you will get the book. So I am super excited. Again, I'm Angela Laster, formerly known as Angela Francis Phillips. I am the budget buddy. I am here to help. Someone said, congratulations, Lulu. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. But yes, I have another class coming up as well. It's a regular budget buddy class. Trying to figure out the dates. I might do it in July or August because I just did one a couple weeks ago, a
Mm-hmm.
personal budget buddy class, and that was awesome. And so I'm going to do the business budget buddy business next month. So look out for that. If you have a business, look out for that one. And again, I will send out the flyer for that and the one for the upcoming class. So if you're interested in the budget buddy class, it's normally an hour and a half, but it's interactive, it's fun. You have the opportunity to answer questions. You have me, so you can ask questions as
Yes.
I teach because it's an interactive class and I'm here to help. And so I thank you so much, Melinda, for having me on here. I'm super excited to be a part of the Get Up movement
Thank
tonight.
you.
And thank you, everyone, for joining us. I hope you guys were blessed. And
Yes.
hopefully, you guys will think about your finances. I know somebody said they need to look at their cable bill and change some things. So you'll save some money. So that's great.
Yes. Definitely, definitely. Thank you so much. This was really good. Like I said, this was different for the both of us, but this was encouragement for us to get up in our finances. So we have to get up in all areas of our lives. So
Yes.
this was awesome. And again, I want to thank you for joining us this evening. I want to encourage you all to follow Angela so you can see what her upcoming events are. So stay tuned for her upcoming programs. Reach out to her for her budgeting program, the Budget Buddy. And I want you to come back next Tuesday and join me here on May 18th, where we will have Shervon Gross as my guest. And so I'm excited about that. And again, thank you for tuning in and have a wonderful evening. God bless.
Bye.